Friday brought the close of Week 1 in Mankato, along with the return of Vikings running back Adrian Peterson. As a whole, this unit has proved they are a powerhouse unlike any other, holding Penn State to only 54 yards rushing in tonight's game. Ohio State has lost only one game in the Big Ten so far this year, a 31-18 beating by the Wisconsin Badgers. Since then, they have had to be near perfect to even have a chance at the Rose Bowl. Either way, Iowa's not leaving Minneapolis the way they wanted to. And with his size and talent, he very well could become the future of this franchise. The Hawkeyes, they scored 37 on their own home turf. The 21 ordinance caused a change to the downtown scene, but it only changes after 10 p.m., a crucial time to many bars who say they now face a loss in revenue, simply from cover charges.
You know, we don't wish anyone out of business. It's not the business we're in.
So if the 21 ordinance does force bar owners out, a place like Fieldhouse could be in jeopardy. Right now, it is appraised at just under $1 million and is 12,000 square feet large. So who's to come in? Some business owners fear that big businesses are going to take over.
I think that this 21 only is just going to completely wipe out Iowa City. It's already changed the culture down here. It went from being a very lively, fun atmosphere, and now it's just kind of vacant.
Although the downtown change only comes after 10 p.m., boutique owners like Amber McDonald say they fear what could replace these bars after their last call.
If anything does come in, it's going to have to be something corporate because they're the only ones that are going to be able to foot the bill for the high rent prices.
Anytime there are openings or vacancies of any sort, our goal is always to see those vacancies filled as quickly as possible.
And Arnold says the best part of downtown is the uniqueness small businesses bring.
When you have shops like the Soap Opera, when you have shops like Catherine's, Textiles, Artisans Gallery, these are all shops that really offer a very unique niche kind of product. They don't necessarily compete with a Target or, a store like that.
And that diversity is what the Downtown Association says they don't want to lose with the 21 ordinance. Chelsea Byrne, Daily Iowan TV.
I started twirling when I was about 3 years old. My mom is my baton coach and has been a baton coach, I think, since she was 16 years old, so for a very, very long time. She was a national champion herself. She was, I think, the first baton twirler to win the Talent Award in Miss America. She was extremely talented herself. My mom didn't want me to twirl. I was born pigeon-toed. I would literally trip myself over my own feet, and I was just kind of a basically uncoordinated and unflexible kid. So my mom started me with one of my babysitters, who was one of her intermediate level students. Finally, my mom agreed to teach me and basically made me who I am today.
I did feel like there was a reason way back then. I just felt that I was successful in my competitive baton twirling career, and I thought it would be difficult for her to live up to, a relative who had been successful. In retrospect, that was the most ridiculous thought process ever because she far surpassed what I ever did.
I'll never forget my sophomore year. I came off after a halftime. My mom came down to bring me a Diet Coke. It's kind of like a little tradition. And she came down and she said, "You are my hero." And that's something that she'd never really said to me before. She's like, "You are doing tricks out there that people wouldn't dare to do in competition." And she's like, "I'm so proud of you for having the confidence to do that. It's really all because of her that I got to where I am."
Hey, is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Field of Dreams quickly became a classic in the movie industry when it first arrived on big screens in 1989. The tradition of baseball in Iowa was here long before this movie hit and continues today. But with weather conditions like these for almost 5 months out of the year, being a baseball player in Iowa can be frustrating. It doesn't stop them from coming, though. One of the newest recruits to the Iowa program grew up in sunny San Diego, California, yet still chose the UI to continue his baseball career.
If you go out to California, they don't have that true college experience of, the overall campus that we have here, the football, the basketball, everything that you have at a Big Ten institution.
The weather isn't the only tough part about recruiting Iowa players to stay in Iowa, though. Perfect Game is the top recruiting service for baseball in the nation. Perfect Game also happens to be based in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This service puts on showcases for high school ball players in places across the country and gets them much more recognition on a national stage. Because it is such a well-known recruiting service, the kids from Iowa can easily be seen by not only colleges, but major league scouts as well. In the past 7 years, 5,293 players that have played in Perfect Game showcases have been either drafted or selected to major league clubs.
If you're from the state of Iowa right now, you're going to be very heavily recruited nationwide because of all the opportunities that Perfect Game gives you. And so that's a positive for the kids in the state of Iowa. It's made our job a little bit more difficult. We have a great working relationship with Perfect Game. But so recruiting has changed over the last 10 years with Perfect Game coming and establishing themselves as one of the top recruiting services, actually the top recruiting service in the country.
The exposure given to Iowa-bred players does make Dom's job a little bit tougher, but the UI is now the only Division I program in the state, after the University of Northern Iowa dropped their program in 2009. That does give the Hawkeyes a slight advantage, although the two programs never really recruited against one another. But being from Iowa, playing for the Hawks is something a lot of in-state guys someday hope for. And don't take for granted when that dream comes true.
I grew up a Hawkeye fan, so I've always been a Hawkeye.
As they say in Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. The Hawkeye program is building their reputation in Big Ten baseball, and Iowa ball players are coming. Chelsea Byrne, Daily Iowan TV.